Najin sub-players have to offer us.
And there's a Jarvan ban. Okay. So sticking with that. Jarvan ban from game number 1 and the Ballista ban.
Just have to get that away from OQ. There's no way you can give him that champion. Now they take out the Shen, one of the major problems in that last game for them.
Yep.
And the TF band actually on the red side here. Normally a blue side ban because you can just last pick it and have some advantages, but that is tank.
Well, TF is the only champion that Tank played last season that's still in the meta right now, so.
He's going to have a lot of other champions he can play that.
Of course,
that's not really going to be an issue. Tank actually got a pentakill on Xerath in his first professional game. That was pretty fun to see.
And then he immediately changed his name from Rain to Tank. And there's a Rise ban. So again, Najin just avoiding that Rise. What's the last ban for Sbenu going to be?
Will be that Enlish,
That's what I'm
actually.
wondering.
And yes, it will be.
Yeah, okay. And so first pick over to Najin. Do you just go with the Rex side? Do you just get something safe for Peanut here?
Yes, I would definitely get something for Peanut that is strong. They could get the Victor for tank. That is, in fact, what they are going to pick up. So Victor first picked on blue side in both of our games tonight. Sbenu grabbed it in the last draft, so they know they prioritized it. Sasan had a good laning phase. He got a kill on Nagoon with the help of his teammates, and that really turned that lane around.
Yeah. So if you're Sbenu, later on, do you just grab that Azir?
You could definitely do that if they want to play a more control-based pressure style.
So I say Rek'Sai. Oh, Gragas perhaps for catch instead. Had a couple good plays last game. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, he did okay on that champion. Certainly helped out pretty significantly in the early game. And I do not think you should take Fizz this early on in the draft if you are Sbenu.
Oh boy, you could flex it, I guess, but
yeah, it's going to be a Gnar instead. Yeah, lock that safety pick in. Good in so many different lane matchups, just very, very safe. You have the Gragas already there to provide your engage. Now, Najin, I don't see why you wouldn't just go for Annie again right here. Just take it.
Why not? Yeah. Maybe Annie Corki here?
Nah.
Annie Lucian too.
I take a jungler and Annie.
Okay.
Take Alistar. Take that one away from Secret. I actually
Now,
like that pick a lot because it removes it from Secret, and Secret has been the most consistent on Alistar. It's also a very forgiving champion because if you can always just get out with your ultimate if you mess up a combo.
Yeah. Now, Peanut did play some Nidalee last season.
Yeah, perfect
So
champion for Peanut too. We think about
Right,
Peanut,
you could see it.
very mechanical player. This is pre-Nidalee nerfs, of course. We're on patch 5.14, so they don't have to consider those coming into play. They're actually going to blind pick the Lucian.
Oh. And then the Kog'Maw goes in immediately for Sbenu. Brave. And so what is it going to be? Probably just grab your support here.
Yep, save your mid laner for last. You already know what their mid laner is. I suppose you could take the mid, but there's not a lot of issues with your support right now.
Or the Maokai.
No, I think
Pick your support.
Braum is still available here.
There we go.
Yeah, you want Braum against the Lucian. You can block the culling.
Sure. So the final two picks over to Najin right now. They need a top laner and they need a jungler. In theory.
I'm actually surprised that they would blind pick Lucian. We know Sbenu likes to play Kog'Maw. They played it a lot. They played Juggermaw compositions. And that's still a big possibility here, right? They could last pick the Lulu in the lane and try for a Juggermaw one more time. They have excellent peel for a Juggermaw.
They do.
Now, we have seen Yasuo as an answer to top lane Gnar, strangely enough.
We have seen Duke play it too.
So when you have that top lane Gnar, basically, if you have a Yasuo in the top side, you can block his boomerang with the wind wall, and then he doesn't actually get the cooldown refund from catching it, and then you just get all over him, get through the minion wave, start just attacking him mercilessly. It's an exciting matchup, but it will be the Hecarim.
All right, and it will be the Nidalee as well for Peanut.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this Nidalee pick. There's not a lot of synergy. Why not just take the Maokai if you're going to have Nidalee so you increase the synergy and your ability to gank the top side? Obviously, Duke can't carry as hard on that champion, but Hecarim versus the Gnar could be a difficult matchup for the Hecarim. He takes so much time to ramp up, and Gnar is so good against Hecarim because you can build Frozen Mallet, and the Hecarim can never really do anything. He can't close that gap to trade. He will be infinitely kited in the laning phase.
It is bizarre to see that Hecarim locked in, but maybe they just want a good way to get in onto onto this Kog'Maw. I mean, obviously Braum is not going to stop that Hecarim unless he ults him. If you go with the Malzahar, you can subdue him, but it will be the Lulu for the Juggernaut.
Yes,
Okay.
for the Juggernaut. Now,
And this is a comp that Sbenu can play.
yep. They lost their last time that they tried to use the Juggernaut, but it's not surprising they lose most of their games.
Yeah.
It's not the best comp to play Juggernaut because Hecarim and Alistar are in here. There's a lot of potential to get onto the Kog'Maw.
And those Nidalee spears are long range too, so one of those hits nuclear to soften him up, and then all the engage happens.
And welcome once again to Summoner's Rift, Sbenu's Sonic Boom versus Najin and Peanut's Legion of Girl fans.
The Peanut Legion. We call
That's
them
right.
the Peanut Gallery.
That was clever. Yes. Loud butterfly.
So just a fan this game. No,
Many fans this game.
many fans this game.
Oh, you meant in the game.
In the game too. Indeed. And
Oh, I don't know what that is, but it's creepy.
I am afraid of that thing.
Wow. More nightmare fuel.
All right, well, Duke and Peanut going for a bit of double jungling early on their red side of the map. OQ and Pure get their preferred... Oh, they're not. It's actually going to be a lane swap, so a recall from Sbenu will send Braum and Kog'Maw into the top side, and now they're going to respond by attempting to jungle on the weak side, starting with the buff. So we'll see if OQ leaves to get a freeze here, whether that is going to be Alistar's work.
I wonder, it seems like Najin is really looking for this 2v2.
Well, they didn't try too hard when it comes to warding, and dodging out of OQ's 2v2 does seem relatively obvious. So they are going to get the freeze down as we take a look at Dongjun and Caster John, our green casters.
He's really the caster version of Peanut, according to a lot of fans. Yes. So the mid lane.
Ah, yes, the mid lane, land of the poke. So Sassin just going for a similar wave clear unless Peanut decides to go in. I don't think we're going to be seeing much action there. Pure making his way slowly through the jungle alongside Peanut right now. And let's check and see out how these waves are going. Looks like with Peanut and Pure already on the top side of the map to balance out. Oh, there he goes. That is that's from his military days. It looks like.
Dongjun is known for being one of the guys that twirls the fake gun around. That was his job in the military.
Yeah, he was like a rifle twirler. It's actually really funny to talk to him about it.
He's really embarrassed. It's
He
hilarious.
is really embarrassed about it. But I asked him, why were you chosen for that job? And he was like, well, I was tall and good looking, so a general picked me to twirl rifles for
Just
2
out of a
years.
lineup. It's like you look like a man who should be twirling a rifle instead of fighting. Yep. Whoa, tank a bit low there.
Yeah, Dongjun was also a professional Brood War player at one time. So
Right, long ago.
long ago, his ID was actually rookie, interestingly enough.
Well, what do you know? Sassin could be in trouble here. Oh boy, yeah, he looks like he's in trouble. There's a death ray coming through. Sassin's going to need to flash over the wall to get away from this one. And even then, I think it's unlikely
Here
to try to do
comes
something
Duke.
to tank. Duke coming in. He's like, mock me for picking Hecarim, will you? First blood taken by tank anyway.
That is the 4-man push onto the mid lane. Don't expect the Hecarim to be there, but what can he do? He's a melee champion against a freezing Kog'Maw, so you might as well just wander off and get an assist after you push the wave forward. Meanwhile, OQ here, and it's dive central. Goodbye.
And the peanut show has begun. We're going pure peanut.
And, oh, we didn't even mention this. Lulu has teleport this game. So,
Oh, you're right.
I think that's actually very smart from Sbenu because when we think about how they got a lead in the last game, they were using the double globals. Peanut's like, oh, yeah. Peanut's a very cocky player. His interviews are hilarious most of the time. So
He is. He's known to have a bit of the old attitude. That's for sure. But the fangirls dig a bad boy, you know. Bad boy Peanut with the jungle noodling.
great dive there from Pure.
Yep, that's right. Pure picking that one up.
Had the ignite.
That's how you steal the kills, man.
That's how you say you bloodthirsty support properly.
That's right.
If only you could take ignite twice.
You know, back in the day, that's right. That's what I was always hoping. Back in the day when Lulu's E did like a ton of damage, I used to just build AP on support Lulu and then like nuke people for 1,000 damage E's to steal every kill. It was great. No Krugs, sorry. Man, Pure and Peanut just really have become this commando team delving deep into the enemy jungle for fame and fortune.
Yeah, they also shouldn't be allowed to do that on their weak side. That is not a place that they should be right now, actually. But with Secret down on the bottom side, they have a lot of freedom. Not really any major CS leads developing for Najin right now, but they got that 1,000 gold advantage. Lots of assists, couple kills will do that for them. And I guess the minions are going to...
Oh, wow. Bring it all the way to the bottom lane. Oh. That minion, someone's going to have to, like, go after him. He's not allowed to go that far.
Well, at that point, though, you know exactly where the wards are. That was a nice journey, but guess what, minion?
Oh, it was
Why'd
a great
you come
vacation.
back? Why'd you come back? Now you just get to die.
I like it. He just immediately gets back to work, though, you know? So I got to fight this.
Like lambs to the slaughter.
That's right.
You escaped temporarily, minion.
That's what they're made for. It's really dark, really. Really, really, really. I've used up my quota of the word really today.
I'll hold you to that.
Thanks. Gotta think synonyms.
Very?
Indubitably.
Yes, there is no doubt here.
Massively.
So, Peanut now just trying to sweep a brush. They want to prey on Sawson. Sawson did not use his flash in that last engagement, so
Yeah.
he's got that. I mean, there was no escaping from that particular scenario. Duke actually having an okay time farming underneath his turret, surprisingly enough.
Well,
OQ just chasing this Rom-Gnar combo around. Not sure that he's quite that threatening with just a Doran's Blade, but
he wants to try to bait here. And will he be able to do it? Pure's like, hey,
he doesn't have enough damage to actually kill Soul in secret.
yeah.
Soul's already been able to go back and shop and pick up a Ruby Crystal.
With the 3v2, you know, maybe something could happen. But I don't think Soul and Secret are going to take the bait.
That was actually a big waste of time. There was pretty much no kill pressure there. 2 flashes up.
Yeah.
There's just not anything you're going to be able to do. So it seems to me that Pure and Peanut are getting a little too excited.
Oh, Sawson the all-in coming in from tank with that Chaos Storm, not doing a ton of damage. Or really much of any damage.
It's worth noting that Najin's B team has been doing really well in the Korean Challenger League. They have a strong backup roster.
Well, it's a good start so far for the backups of Tank and Peanut. Fnatic Gragas, I haven't seen that one for a while.
Usually it's Fnatic Janna who's played here.
Yeah, that's right.
They like that skin for some reason.
They do. Either that or it's Hextech Janna, I think.
The Steampunk Janna one.
Yeah, that's right.
What is a hex tech anyway? What is it? What is a
Oh,
hex?
it's like magic combined with technology, you know?
What is the number? What does the hex, the 6, have to do with?
I think it's more hex like this. You cast a hex on someone, you know, like a spell. Oh.
Yep.
And I think Soul may feel like he's cursed as well. As the tower dive comes in, teleport activated though. Lulu coming up. Catch very low, and Peanut.
Yeah, catch no mana right there.
Yeah.
No HP. He has to get out. Peanut is still sitting here.
They could still dive
The
this.
TP, yeah, Sausage
canceled.
used his CP, canceled it. So
Oh,
Soul,
walked right into a spear, and Soul knocked back under his own turret, but here comes the onslaught of shadows, and Duke picks up his first kill of the game.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy there when it comes to hitting all of those abilities.
Yeah, it
but
works.
they make it work in the end, and they know Catch can't be there. So smart dive, Lulu TP down, Catch was just chased off. They see everybody else, and here comes the TP.
Yeah.
Duke right into the bottom lane just to defend the tower. Otherwise, OQ sitting down there, and just a bit of a sitting duck.
He's got his sheen so far. That's about it for Duke.
Yeah, the Braum pick, just such a great selection against the Lucian. Does shut down some of his lane bully potential. One wonders a bit about early picking Lucian in the current meta while the Kog'Maw and the Braum are still available.
Yeah, I saw on Reddit he was really weak, so big risk by Najin.
He's good in a lot of the laning matchups with AD carries. That's why people pick him. He doesn't have that same late game damage that he used to, but use him as a lane bully. He can be quite powerful, and there's no denying that he's excellent at poking people off of objectives if you're really good at landing the culling.
Yeah. That is a lot of the time what it does hinge on is being able to channel most of your culling into somebody who's defending a turret. And they're going to go after Peanut. Peanut is not deterred though.
Not gonna hit his spear.
Peanut
But
just really, really wants more kills.
if we think about Braum against this composition, he can block the Nidalee spears, he can block the Death Ray, he can block the culling. This is an excellent pick against what they're facing.
Yeah, for sure.
And the Kog'Maw and Braum have such natural synergy
Oh,
because you
they
hit
know.
the Winter's Bite, and then you can proc it from such an insanely long way away with the Bioarcane Barrage from Kog'Maw.
True enough.
But they have to get this Juggernaut rolling. Now, fortunately, the Kog'Maw has not been held back in all of this. If we think about where Najin have been making the plays, it's been on the mid and the top lane.
Well, Catch is coming in. Pure and OQ might be able to danger because they have no support from Peanut right now. Pure pushes Catch away. Going to need more than that, though. Looks like they're going to be okay. I guess they didn't need more than that.
Surprised catching an ult right there.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of expecting. That's why I was getting ready for it. Oh, well.
Of course, Alistar had his ult too, so there's probably no way to kill the Alistar. Maybe he just wants to save it.
You feel like he could have at least pushed OQ back and forced a summoner, right?
Do you like dives,
I
Noah?
love dives. Soul trying to live, though. Trying to stay alive through the dive. Duke taking some turret hits, but he manages to make it work. And Peanut picks up another kill.
Yeah, not a lot of tankiness there yet. Duke just building straight into that Trinity Force. And that's Soul looking sad that he has
Soul crushed.
Soul crushed.
Yep.
Been targeted repeatedly this game for the dives, but
That is a heavily worn Soul right there.
that's how you make the Hecarim work. You have to get him ahead early. I'm actually impressed without any crowd control. They've been able to do it so well in the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, Gnar's maneuverability is limited when you don't have the hop, and even if you do, if you don't see a dive coming, there's not much you can do to get away from it. So it seems like Soul could be playing a little bit safer. Doesn't really have too many wards to protect him. He does now, but I don't know if he did before. If those wards were there before, then and he got dived, then he deserved to die, I think. Yeah, you need to be aware of who's going to be in your jungle if you're a top laner in that situation.
But it doesn't really matter how far behind the Gnar gets. It's mostly just about keeping the Kog'Maw and the Lulu in an acceptable situation.
Yeah. I mean, Nar just needs to hit people with his ult.
Yes.
And he can have any number of items to do that.
And you have no need to engage, right, with Juggernaut. You can just sit there and siege turrets. So as long as Nar stays alive just to scoop people backwards, it's actually not the worst thing in the world. The worst thing,
Oh, they're going to go in
Peanut.
secret. Takes a lot of damage. Peanut is right behind Ketchup. Nice flash from OQ. A kill already for Peanut. He just threw a spear in there. Saucin teleported down, but there's really no other follow-up. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, that turret nearly dead.
Yeah.
And when it does die, Soul may follow soon afterwards because Duke has the Phage now too.
Yeah, there's the giant spell coming in from Soul. Maybe he wanted to go for a frozen mallet, but he's so far behind he just can't build that anymore. He's going to have to build Ren to its Omen. And,
I
Duke.
don't know if you want to attack the turret there, Duke.
He just wants to, he's going to go for it right as the
that's
turret
a lot of
dies.
damage,
There
man.
we go.
Burns the Ignite, the turret goes down, and so does Soul.
Soul dying to the Ignite. Great play from Duke.
Yeah. That's
Judging
definitely
the turret death on the minion damage.
a good case of knowing your limits right there. Whoa, secret. There's no limit to the amount of times that Najin can kill him in a situation like that. Wow.
Peanut is going nuts this game.
Yeah, no kidding.
3-0-3 so far.
What a statement.
Very mechanical player, very aggressive player.
Yep.
Give him a champion like Nidalee and he can carry you. That's for sure.
That's looking pretty good.
Yeah, the downside to Peanut, which you're not seeing here, is if he plays against a very good jungler and you are actually there to answer some of these dives and shut him down, he can overextend it and die. So
Yeah,
you
he
have
does.
to be very careful about that.
He does suffer against good counter jungling. But Catch has been having a hard time with regular jungling, so counter jungling is definitely right out for him.
Well, Catch has been identifying the lanes he needs to help. He's not trying to help his Gnar anymore. That is going to be a fruitless endeavor.
Yeah.
But there's a huge gold lead now, but you can't really fault Catch because the most important champions have been doing okay. We look at the Kog'Maw, slightly up in CS, but that is who you need to get rolling because the late game is still very potent from Sbenu. Unlikely that they're ever going to get there, particularly because this Hecarim is so huge that a teleport engage will absolutely ruin the Kog'Maw.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to keep Nuclear alive, that's for sure. And meanwhile, while all this is going on, OQ and Tank are steadily gaining in strength so that when they actually get involved in some of these team fights, they're going to start to do a ton of damage themselves too.
Yeah, that is a major concern. Fortunately, OQ not too fed this game.
But as we've seen before, it only takes OQ one fight and then he just gets a quadra kill.
Oh.
I've seen this one before. This is one where Soul dies, right? Yep, it was. Duke and Peanut with another dive.
Peanut's accuracy, poor Soul. There's something you could do against that at this point. You're trying to fight against a completed Trinity force.
Yeah. Yep. He's in jail this game. And here we go, trying to go into Pure, and that's a four-man dive in the bot lane. Pure gets hit by full prize, but OQ in a lot of trouble. He'll get taken out by Catch. Meanwhile, Duke comes down. What can they do with this? Where's the mid laner here? Peanut joining the fray soon. Spear doesn't hit anyone, but here he comes. Duke, there's a kill for Nuclear, and Peanut overextending, jumps into that 1v4, and Tank, he's gonna try to clean this up. Man, that would have.
And that is the
was
problem.
like a pentakill situation for Tank.
That was the problem with Peanut right there.
Yep.
You
Oh,
definitely do not jump into 4 members while Wild Growth is still up.
Yeah.
That he was not counting on that ability. You can't try and make a play right there. A nice dive from Sbenu, but really a poor response from Najin in that regard. Once Sbenu had the right idea. They see the play being made top lane again, so let's go dive OQ, try and shut him down, get our Kog'Maw ahead. Well, it works, but a lot of that was filtering in one by one. Duke got the initial damage down, but had Peanut just waited for Victor, basically Duke had them boxed in.
Yeah.
They had a turret on the other side. They could have just poked them down with lasers and spears and then finished it off, but Peanut had to try to be the hero, and therefore they couldn't actually collect any kills or punish Sbenu for that overextension.
Oh, OQ doing some damage to Secret, and Nuclear's right there. Pops the culling, but Secret so tanky against this. Oh, OQ. OQ. OQ, no! Oh, they're going to try to dive it, but the dive is already happening onto OQ. Explosive cast knocks him against the wall. Spear. It's like his own team was trying to kill him so he wouldn't have to die to the enemy. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
they get the mid lane turret for it, but this game's gotten a little bit silly at this point.
There's no denial mechanic in this game, Noah.
Nope. Oh, well.
I'm pretty sure that sometimes Najin wishes there was.
Yeah, I think so.
OQ.
OQ jumps in like that. Yeah, that was definitely an OQ moment.
What is he building? He bought a recurve bow and then sold it.
I don't know. Wit's End.
Oh,
Aha, we found him. Throws up the shield right away. Secret not taking a whole lot of damage. There's Tank as well. Everybody kind of hanging out in a choke. Pure pops his ultimate, and he's still in a lot of trouble. Gravity Field brings in Catch, and it looks like Pure will be tanky enough to get out. Whoa, here comes Nuclear. Maybe I spoke too soon. Saucin doing the damage, and Nuclear picks up a kill. Yep, this game is officially silly at this point.
well, this is what we were talking about. Pure and Peanut getting too big for their britches and trying to make plays against a Braum. And remember, Pure went in with headbutt pulls against that Braum. All Secret had to do was pop Unbreakable, stand there and laugh at a diddly spear, and the rest of his team was there to get the kill.
Yes. And in his hubris, Peanut met his head.
I mean, I want Peanut to develop into a good player because I really think he's a fun player to watch. He's like Tom, very aggressive, very mechanical, but he needs to think sometimes. He's like how OQ used to be, though. OQ
It's
developed
true.
into a good player.
It's true. You just need to start thinking, and it helps you become a good player. It's great advice.
Use your brain.
Yeah.
Don't bait Pure into crazy initiations like that. Oh, I got this
like-
Braum.
Dude, initiate. I'll be right behind you. Ha ha ha. Now you're dead. Nice KDA.
And dead he was.
Well, still a decent game overall for Peanut. But they do need to be legitimately careful. They gave a couple kills to the Kog'Maw.
Yes.
Saucin's got a good amount of assists. You can't do that too many more times, Najin. Otherwise, this game will become a lot closer and a lot harder to win.
Yes, do not go into the late game only 5K ahead or 4K
Yeah.
ahead up against a Juggernaut composition. You should be quite afraid of that occurring.
Well, the nice thing is that Sbenu has absolutely no chance of challenging this dragon, so Najin will take another comfortable one there. And they do have all the other outer turrets done, so at least they've got that. Second dragon. Taken by 9.
Take it right away. Now, what are they going to do with this? Are they actually going to start threatening a Baron early? Interestingly, OQ finishing his static Shiv before his Infinity Edge. That's something that we rarely see.
It's a very low damage Lucian then, too.
Yeah, it has some decent wave clear, though. He's just not going to be critting yet, so he's not really useful in team fights, but he is quite useful for clearing out minion waves and applying pressure, which will keep Najin next to their towers and open up the map for the rest of his team. And I actually like this choice because Peanut is really fed. So if Peanut can safely walk around the enemy jungle and try and make picks, that could be in your advantage.
Well, Peanut got a pretty fast Rod of Ages, too, so he
Yes,
is
he did.
legitimately powerful, both in terms of health and damage he can put out.
Yeah, and the more wards that go in, the more you keep the waves up, the faster Peanut can just chew through the enemy jungle. You can control that blue buff, and you will be feeling good. So Najin just playing a full press here across all the lanes, even if OQ not going to be the best at actually trading or having much kill threat, he can at least out push the Cogmaw.
Yeah, Duke's still doing fine as well too. Gonna try to take this Raptor. Peanut gets it. Got the Raptor. Here goes the turret. And Soul on the run again. 0-5-0, 40 CS down. It's a
3
tough
levels
day.
down.
Oh wow, you're right.
That is enormous. This is what Duke can do to you.
We've seen Duke do this kind of thing to a few different top laners.
So making a switch right now, Lucian should be moving into the top. Oh no, just going back to buy. No Lucian in the top lane quite yet. Duke obviously has much more ability to kill the towers right now. Goes back. He's just picking up resists across the board. Glacial Shroud. Now he's got a cowl with those home guards. Feeling very good about fighting anyone in this situation before he finishes off his Frozen Heart.
Last summer, or last season, it was the suffering of the lilac. And this summer, or this season, it is summer. This season, it's the suffering of the soul.
Yes, it's a deep the suffering of the soul.
I'm pretty sure that was like a Hallmark movie on TV at some point, but it also describes the position of the Snar in this game.
Yeah, this is pretty. They really ganged up on him in the top lane, and once he started falling behind like that, there really wasn't much more to be done.
Yeah. He's kind of left alone in top lane island, which was then repeatedly invaded.
You don't want to be left alone with Duke at top lane island. That is not a fun place to be when there is a Trinity Force Centaur rampaging through the wilds.
Even, especially if it's like a weird, like, Robo Centaur, too.
Is that worse than a normal Centaur?
I don't know. I don't know enough Centaurs to really say so.
Well, you know that in ancient Greek literature, centaurs were known for their sexual desires, right? So,
I didn't know that.
I would somewhat feel more comfortable around a Robo Centaur
You don't
because
think they
that would
were-
be less of a concern.
You don't think they were programmed to...
No.
Okay.
Nope.
No, you don't. All right. I mean, I'm just saying, some robots, that's all. I don't know.
That is Centaur mythology, though.
Okay.
Quite carnal creatures,
Wow.
if you will.
Well, that happens sometimes, you know?
Centaurs happen.
Centaurs happen. Quick, somebody make that t-shirt. Here comes the Centaur. It's about to happen to Sbenu. We're not. Oh, come on. That would have been perfect, Duke. What are you doing to me? I'll never look at Centaurs the same again.
See, that's why you should know about the original stories behind some of these mythological creatures.
Sure puts a lot of that first Harry Potter book in a different light, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Oh, wow.
Also, what happens to Umbridge in Harry Potter? Just going to put that on the table.
Wow. That's okay. Okay. Yeah, well, you know, whatever floats your boat, I guess, or whatever gallops your Centaur.
That's why it's fun to know about mythology,
Sure
everybody.
is.
Because then you understand the context of things like this, and certain things get seen in a very different light.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with animals back then, the stories.
That's also why, one of the many reasons why Harry Potter is terrible, because it just mashes together all of these different myths without regard to where they came from or what they actually mean. Congratulations, you've ripped off every culture on the planet without actually understanding the symbolism.
Oh no, Duke. The onslaught's away. More like an off slot.
They definitely need some Baron wards down if you're Najin.
Yeah.
This is, the warding is getting a little bit sloppy right now.
In general, this game is pretty sloppy at the moment. Or not the moment, pretty much sloppy for the last 20 minutes or so. Yeah, Najin definitely not taking this one as seriously as they could.
Yeah, the thing is, Sbenu tried to dedicate 4 people into the top side for a tier 1 turret, so they lose a tier 2, and they're going to lose a dragon as a response. They got a ward onto the Baron, so that is not going to be an answering play from Sbenu. They probably should have tried, though, honestly. They probably shouldn't have backed. They probably should have just tried to go for that Baron if they knew when the Dragon Timer was coming through.
Third dragon taken easily by Najin. And at this point, Najin has that speed boost from the third dragon buff. And they can ideally use it to run around and put more wards down. And Peanut, you know, so kill crazy, it's not too surprising to see the warding getting a little bit neglected this game.
Well, he's also playing Nidalee, who is going to have fewer wards. Sure,
Probably not going to buy Sightstone, yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to buy the Sightstone. You instead upgrade your ward totem to help out. But in general, when you're playing in Italy, there will be fewer wards on the map. You just have to kind of accept that, unless you're actively purchasing them.
Just waiting for the Raptors, which are not going to come back because you just killed them. Well, Najin trying to get some more vision into the enemy jungle here.
Duke actually recalling
I guess
for
so.
his Spirit Visage.
And I would have thought they'd be putting a little bit more pressure onto Baron right now.
Yeah, they have to clear that out. You do really just want to try and take that or force it. OQ is there in a brush. He's going to actually get a ton of damage on a catch.
There's the culling, and he's got a lot of damage. That is how you execute a good culling, ladies and gentlemen.
OQ is so good at hitting the culling, and that's going to prompt the Baron.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is Duke can teleport back in if he needed to, and he doesn't, because he's down the bot lane, and nobody's going to stop his team from doing this. Or are they? Yep. Nobody is. And flash over the wall, headbutt pulverized. Secret goes in by himself. Here's the teleport. Duke comes in. He's all over Sasa Nuclear. Big play there with the onslaught of shadows. The Chaos Storm chasing down the support. Another kill comes in for Tank.
Wow, just
That
nothing
works.
you could do right there. Great engage over the wall on the Alistair. And then the onslaught of shadows, perfect to push Saucin and Nuclear back towards his team, setting up that big Chaos Storm.
Yeah. And now with the Baron buff, this could be a pretty easy inhibitor. They're going to go on to Soul. Soul taking a lot of damage. Peanut getting very aggressive there. Whoa, explosive cast. Not used at the best time for catch, and that's going to cost them an inhibitor now.
Yes, it will. One inhib down. How far do they want to push it? Duke already split pushing and bringing that minion wave to the tower on the top side.
This Baron is going to wreck Sbenu right now.
They will back off.
I guess so.
Not a lot of mana left on anyone really on Najin, so use the money you just earned. You have that naked inhib. Should be simple to take it as you come back through. Saucin has that Medjai's, just not going to be doing that much work for him. Tank actually interesting build. Rylai's. And then a Negatron cloak. So Rylai's Abyssal.
I mean, if you get Rylai's, you can slow people down, obviously, with your Death Ray. Everything slows. You can help players like OQ and Duke catch up and stay within melee range, make it easier for spears hit from Peanut. So I could see reasons behind it. It also does make you tanky too, which makes you more resilient versus the poke from Kog'Maw as well.
It definitely does that. Obviously, Rylai's is a good item. Whether it's a good item on Victor, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
I don't know if it really matters this game, though. OQ with the culling. He just culls Saucin
Saucin
right
didn't
off the
even
map.
ult himself right there. Had
No, he
an
didn't.
opportunity to use wild growth, but decides not to. I guess he just wants to get culled.
With a 40-second death timer, I think I would have ulted there.
OQ's cullings are so good.
Yeah, they are. That was actually OQ's first kill of the game, by the way. Weirdly enough. Well, 2 inhibitors down now. They're going to rotate to bottom lane. The minion wave is already there.
They've done such a huge amount of work with this Baron buff. Just very clean snowballing from Najin this game after getting the Baron.
Nice spear on the nuclear. They could theoretically get all 3 inhibitors with 1 Baron, and I think they will. Yes, they will. So before the Baron runs out, all 3 inhibitors taken by Najin. Doesn't get much more one-sided than this, and it looks like they're ready to just try to end here.
Well, why not? You have so many minions just pouring into the base.
Oh, Saucin takes a lot of damage. There goes the Chaos Storm again. Tank getting low as well, too. They're going to try to go in. Soul in the back line's a big Gnar ultimate, but can they follow it up? Najin fairly low health across the board, but there goes one Nexus turret, and Najin is indeed ready to end this game. Soul low, and there's the onslaught of shadows as Duke comes in. OQ wants another kill before the game is over, and the Nexus getting poked away now, and it looks like that's going to be it. So a 2-0 for Najin. There we go. OQ, I knew he was going to get a couple